Hello, good evening, and welcome to your Monday night Plastic Crack podcast. In what it feels like it's been ages, considering we've done in the last 5 weeks, we've done 2 streams because of the bank holidays. But yes, we are season 5, episode 18. I can't even read my own thing.
18, yeah.
18. Yeah. And with the fun topic of prioritizing your hobby, or how do you prioritize, or what do you prioritize in your hobby? I think we all know what the answer is going to be for the 3 of us, but I'm interested to see what everyone else has to say. Of course, it's the 3 of us, and just in case you've forgotten who we are, because it's been over a week, we've got Dom.
We've forgotten who we are.
Exactly. I barely remember who I am most of the time. Well, I've just left a beer in the other room. I have to go and get my beer in a second. It's been a very long day. And so we have Dom from the boot room. And we have Steve from On Point HQ. Is that daylight I can see out your windows?
It is. It's daylight. It's actually, well, I'd say it was sunny, but it's not. But it's daylight, and it's quite a nice warm evening.
Good grief! In the north of England, what's going on?
In the north of England, it's a nice warm evening. So this is technically our summer tonight. So it'll be back to torrential rain and whippets tomorrow.
Aren't we expecting like 50 days of rain in the next 10 weeks or something ridiculous like that? It's just something stupid.
Welcome to a very British podcast talking about the weather.
Moaning about the weather. How very British. Well, what we'll do tonight, because we've got a few things. We'll obviously go around, catch up with everyone, see how everyone's doing. We also have the OPC, which is mad. It's only 2 episodes we did it, but then we had a bit of a break. So anyway, we've got that to go through. And rather than doing what Steve and I did last time, which was try and tackle it all in one go, because we've got the what Dom had said, we will be sprinkling that throughout the episode, because there are a number of
there's 30 odd entries, mate. You can't do them all in one chunk.
Well, we did, but
we did. Got to 5 to 9, and we're like. Yeah. They were 50% the way through now. That's a bit of a planned excursion, wasn't it?
Yes, that was that was a long. And then of course we did the viewers' pictures about half an hour later. So it was just a big show.
But you're basically part-time, you two were last week. Oh, that week.
We were, essentially. And of course we'll have the news and all the regular things as well, and then we'll have a chat about prioritizing the hobby. So anyway, first of all, of course, we are sponsored by the folks over at Boards and Swords, who offer a very healthy discount of 5% if you chuck the code PCP5 in with your order when you order from there. So make sure you go over there and check out what they've got. Of course, welcome if you are watching on the catch-up, as always. And let's see who we have to hear. So we had David Baker. Good evening, all watching tonight's chat on my big screen as the wife is in Portugal with my daughter. Cracking. Amazing. Battlemat is here. Lionheart, Ham and Jam, Red Steph, Picker City. Evening all. I hope everyone is well. Not working on anything during the stream as I'm at work, and we have contractors in dicking around. Oh, there goes. We'll work on my British infantry, but surely his desk is big enough that he can hide them on various places.
Yeah, exactly.
On there, yes. Shakers and Spruce A up for a warm, pleasantly breezy Yorkshire. It was very nice in Yorkshire. I was there last week. It was very nice. East Norfolk, Martin Hoey, Paul's Paint Shed, Gwyndore's here, Andrew JF, Carazette, John Carter, Rich M, Carl Burks, Jim Reaper's here. Hello, dude.
Yeah.
That's confusing. There's someone here called Steve. So, hey, Steve.
Hello.
Hey, Steve. So we have Steve and Real Steve. We'll decide. We'll let the audience decide which one's Real Steve. Real Steve. We have the. I thought it says Ferriby Viking. I thought it said Furby Viking. I thought
that would be brilliant.
Hello.
Furby.
How you doing? History and Dice is here. How you doing, dude? Grant, Storm of Steel. Hey up, Alex. Robin's here. Robin, aren't you in France for the D-Day celebrate? Aren't you in France in sort of some chateau somewhere?
Yeah, I think he just said he's in Falaise. He's going to see Pegasus Bridge tomorrow.
I think he managed to convince his other half that she wanted to go to the D-Day memorial stuff for her birthday.
That's some convincing, right?
I don't know if that's true.
That's like Jedi mind trick type stuff.
Extraordinary.
It is
well done, that
man. A weather report from Falaise: sunny and warm. Off to Pegasus Bridge tomorrow. Crow Kinesi, evening all from the moist north of Sweden. painting a venom crawler, and enjoying a lager. Matt writes here, weather report from my living room is dry, but the jealousy levels of a certain people in Filet is very high. John's here from Miami. We don't need to know about Miami. I don't want to.
No.
Nick Games is here. Alid, how you doing, dude? Graham Travers, Ben M, Shellshock Scenics, John Sowbury, Robert Smith, Andrew King, Edward East. Started a new job today, which allows him to get home just in time to watch. Fantastic. Congratulations. It's going well. What happened then?
Sorry, I think that was me doing that. I'm
the only one. Absolutely. Oh, we have some Highlander action. I nominate Stee as the Kurgan, although they're both called Stee, so it's not going to help. You've definitely got to look at a Kurgan about you.
Have I?
Well, you're just big.
Just big.
He's just big.
Just big. So
you're just big. I'm not saying that you like him. I don't think you're gonna sort of scare nuns in churches.
That's my other hobby. I do it on the regular.
Joseph's here. Good day from North Carolina. Mostly sunny but hot and humid. Just painting terrain and a few figures for space weirdos.
Hey, top stuff.
That makes Visti very happy. Luke's here, friends of General Haig, double dip. Louis, baby, how you doing? Robin Rose Holden, Mortzik, Road Trooper, Steve, Roy, Robin again, Robert Smith, Sagas of History. Hey, I'm not sure I've
seen you a new one.
Welcome. You'll be going back to sleep when the bum does catch on the replay. Red Steph, and Benjamin's here, David Stokes, and there we go. There we go. Stee, amateur nun botherer. There we go. That's the title I bet you thought you'd never have.
If someone can make me a badge, I'd be eternally grateful.
You probably shouldn't have asked for that. I feel like there'll be more than badges coming. More than badges coming. So yes, it's been. How have you guys been anyway? Because it's been a while.
Yeah. Like I said before you came on, I think I'm over my burnout period, and I've been painting quite a bit recently, so I am a happy Steve.
Yeah, same really. Been good. Haven't done very much, not gaming wise, but been really busy in real life.
It's never good.
Never good. Actually, it has been good. I have to say, it hasn't been too bad at all. It was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and then it was the long weekend. And then we went away again, and yes, it's been great. Really nice.
Fantastic. Yeah.
What about you?
I've had quite a busy May. I've been to London, been to York, been back to London again. It's been half term. There's been lots I've been trying to do as much sort of hobbying as I can, but work's been really, really busy as well. But of course, we should probably go around and just catch up with what everyone's been doing. So Dom told me he hasn't been up to much, so I think we should start with Stee. Real Stee. I've been bothering. I've not been bothering nuns. Right.
That would be priceless if the first thing you put up was some of those nuns with guns or something.
Nuns with massive, great big guns. Just a mixed bag from you, really. Let's have a look. Where are we at?
These days, is that all? That's all we ever get from the Real Stee, isn't it? A mixed bag. I mean, you know.
Where have my pictures? Oh, they're here. Okay. So, remember last year?
I lost my beer.
I ordered that 10mm.
Hang on. We just have to commend Evil Jim Reaper for his little joke here.
What? Oh.
Very nice.
He's here all night, folks. He's here all night.
Sorry about that.
Oh, dearie me, Jim. That was just no. I've lost my train of thought. Right, painting. Yes. So I bought that
10 mils you were talking about.
10 mil teeny weeny orc and goblin and ogre starter army. I was actually quite intimidated by a few of them because even though they're small, they're big, but big small. If that makes sense. And so this has been sat on my desk, base coated, and in various states of painting for about 6 weeks. But last week I thought, right, I'm going to finish it. So that's a war boss on a wyvern.
Oh, that is ace!
What the blinking heck?
That is so cool.
That's 10mm, and
That's pretty darn impressive at that scale.
Thank you. It was just I just found it intimidating. So I've not done the figure. The amount of detail in that, I've not done it justice. I just wanted it finished. But the dragon, the wyvern's an awesome sculpt. So nice. But yeah, I really enjoyed painting that. Like I say, a little bit intimidating because of the size and the level of detail. Just glad it's out of the way. So I've got to start some more of those.
Wow, that's very nice.
I have also been painting more landscapes.
Yes, I saw this. I was going to question you about this.
Question your sanity. Was that what you're going to say?
I got my maths wrong. I got my maths totally wrong. For some reason, I thought the starter box had 2 pike blocks and then 4 units of Zweihanders and missile troops like arquebusiers. And as I was painting them out, I went and rewatched Leon's showcase video. I thought he's painted a bloody lot more than me. And then I realised you actually get 4 pike blocks in the box, not 2.
Oh. Ooh.
So it turns out I've got another 76 figures to paint.
Oh,
And I'm not going to lie, when I worked this out, I swore for about 5 minutes without repeating myself. It was, I mean, I've worked it out. It's because I'm painting it back to the 4. It's going to be a little while. But last week I worked on these, so that is
very nice.
So the command base at the back, I actually painted them during the first time I painted landscapes, but they were really dull compared to the new ones. I don't know what I don't know. They weren't bright. So I went in, upgraded the colours, and give them some better basing. And then the chaps at the front are the command stand for my second pike block. So this is where I'm up to. This is the thing so far.
Oh my lord!
very nice.
And I was saying to Andy on my group how I've painted. And there's 80 there. How I've painted more than one, I'm still surprised about, because they're not time consuming per se. They're quite therapeutic, and it's been really nice seeing them expand into a fully growing force. I've been watching lots of documentaries about the Italian wars, and then I realised once this is done, that's amongst codpiece wearers. It happens quite a lot. Then twice the expected size of codpiece. It made me realise that once this is finished, I'm going to have to build and paint an opposition army, because nobody I know is going to do it. So once they're done,
I'm telling you,
like either Spanish
peasants. Just do the peasants.
I might do that.
Prefer it. Just go brown. There you go.
That's actually really
slap on dirt. They double up for turnip. They're peasants. Just diseased and dirty.
Kicking the crap.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
about Derby again. Oh, sorry.
So I was looking at either Spanish or Swiss, because I know Yorkshire Ken's been posting up more of his Swiss troops and using Perry's, so the Perry's mercenaries box. So there's things. I just want to get through these. I'm not. The thing is, I'm not in any rush. I just like painting them. I don't think with these, I don't think you can rush them because they're all different. They've all, every single one of them's got a different scheme to the next chap. And like Leon said in his video, there's going to be mistakes, and there's mistakes. You can't hide them. But because there's so many and they're so colourful, it's like some kind of optical illusion. Your mind is taken away from mistakes. But then yesterday I was working on some scenery. Now I built this 4 years ago, okay, and only got around to finishing it yesterday. And it's a bunker.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
It started as a generic bunker, because there was no tuft or anything on it. It was just see that stuff on the bed. It's that coir stuff. It's like so I think it's from coconuts or something like that. Anyway, and so I just thought I'd rather turn it into a jungle-based one, because I've got a lot of jungle scenery. And so I thought, I'll do that. So I just stuck on some foliage, some lichen, and some tufts. And there we go. That's built from this thing called Willow Edge. It's like they look like little logs, I just glued them together. The actual the floor is just it's either balsa wood or coffee stirrers. It might be coffee stirrers, and then the rest was just built up with like spackle and then painted and covered in that coir.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't. I've actually lost, the weird thing is I've lost the first one. I made a little one as a test one. I made a video about it before moving up to this big one. I cannot find the little.
It's under your desk, mate. It's in the carpet. That's what it must be.
I don't look under my desk because there's landslides down there on a regular basis. You move your foot in the wrong direction, all of a sudden you've got a Flames of War box crushing your toes. I'll have a
awesome.
But that's what I've been up to. A bit of everything, really. What I've got planned this week, more Landsknechts, and very oddly, a British. I think this might be a 6-pounder that I'm working on. Really old, actually. This is a good. Back when I started my first bolt action British, it's an old metal kit. I thought I'll funky it up a bit. But yeah, lots of things on the horizon. Funky it up.
You have changed so much.
Excellent. No, he has. You aren't the Steve. You're not real Steve anymore.
He's not real Steve. I mean, the one in the chat may well be the real Steve. That's all.
Maybe real Steve. You switch places.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, when I first joined here, if you'd have said, by the way, in 4 years' time, you'd be happily working through the Landsknecht starter box, I was like,
dude, I'm surprised we're still even talking, let alone.
Yeah, me too. Actually, to be fair.
So yeah, but they are something different. I'd recommend people have a go because they're interesting. They're really interesting to paint, and they've got great facial hair as well. Some of them have got massive, great big beards.
That's very cool. Well, Dom, what about you?
Well, this will be a first, apart from when I've been away actually on proper holiday. I haven't painted I haven't finished anything this week.
Blimey.
At all. Nothing at all. I'm partially through a unit, so I'll half a claim. How about that? So some Frenchies. These are not finished by any means.
But, I like them.
They're nice.
Oh, is that the Vive l'Empereur?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the Vive l'Empereur box.
Very nice.
So I started to do it. So I've done pretty much finished 12 of them, and the other 12 are almost done. So that's this box set.
That is very cool.
I don't know. I just thought I fancied doing something different, so I prepped them up and I made start on them, and I'm going to put them on a big base.
One big base.
I think I'm going to do 2 because then I can actually put them in line occasionally. But I'm just going to do a bit of fiddle around with them. So that's quite fun. So I've got the other ones I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, that is it. I haven't had time to do any other painting. The painting table in the dining room has been cleared away. It's all in here in the cabin, and that's it really. So
are you having withdrawal symptoms?
Do you know what I did? Yeah, I think we may touch on some of this with the topic of the week, but it's a weird thing. So the first couple of days, I'm not going to lie, I actually was quite pleased not to do anything. I wasn't bothered. And then
you find you were massively productive in other areas. I bet. Did you make jam or something? Did you make loads of pots of jam or something like that?
Banana bread.
Pressing flowers. He was out in the
garden. All the DIY's been done. The garden is beautiful.
The garden is immaculate these days. No, but no. My liver was well and truly done because I think I drunk it a lot. But no, it's weird because you get into that. Well, I know you guys are a bit the same, but you get into this habit of just when you get onto paint and when you do things, and you get just on like the next project will be this, and then pretty much for 2 weeks I haven't done any painting, and it was very, very odd. So midway through I thought, ooh, you get twitchy. You think, what the hell do I do? And then after that I just had another drink and it was all fine again. So it's fine. So yeah, very, very, very odd. Very, very odd indeed. Very unusual for me. That's how it's supposed to work, isn't it? You have another drink and it's all fine. Yeah.
Dom, did that one you sent us, did you drink it all?
Do you know what? That was the single worst thing I was going to say that I've ever had in my mouth. And I'll say that again because it was the single worst thing I've ever had in my mouth. It was disgusting.
Which
Was it
one
worse
was
So my
was it worse than that
Oh,
pint
the
of
thing-
Carling and
Oh
Derby?
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Honestly, Steve, it's even you, and I know you can drink some really weird shit. This stuff was just so people understand. It isn't just a thing I randomly pick up weird beers in the supermarket. My future son-in-law thinks it's hilarious to
Now
bring
no
round.
longer.
Yeah, he's not bloody getting married to my daughter anymore. He thinks it's hilarious. Every occasion, like birthdays or Christmas or Father's Day, he'll come round with the weirdest beers he can possibly find. And I think what made it worse was the first time he did it, he brought around what he thought would be a champion beer for me to dislike, which was garlic beer. And actually turns out it was absolutely lovely. Really, really nice. So now he's upped his game. And the one he brought round was, oh God, what was it? It was raspberry, coconut, and something, a ripple or something like that. It was truly revolting.
Does he drink them as well, or like?
Well, I insist he at least has a try of them. That's the that's the competition.
Might be at their wedding, are they just going to put like a platter of weird beer in front of you?
I hate to think.
Like I said, Dom, even I mean, I even had second thoughts because I had like as soon as I saw the picture, I had like an acid reflux at the thought of
And do you know what? It was just as bad for real. It really was. It was just unbelievable. And he also did a sour cherry one as well. He gave me, which was almost as bad. I would have said that would have been the worst thing I've ever tried. But this other one was far worse. So yeah, raspberry, strawberry, coconut, ripple.
That sounds disgusting.
6%.
Absolutely.
That was what it was. It was hideous.
That one I had on Friday. It was a replacement from. I have my groceries done online, and they replaced one of the beers, and it was it was like a chocolate caramel biscuit porter.
That sounds alright.
No beer should be described as biscuit.
Oh God, no.
Now, safety announcement for anybody watching tonight: if you happen to see cans of this supposed beer sitting on the shelf anywhere, throw it away. Just destroy it. It's just hideous. There you go. Yeah. So that was that really. So yeah, it was the other one. He gave me another one which I haven't actually tried yet. There were 4 he gave me, and I only tried 2, and then I had to go and have a lie down because they were hideous. So yeah. What have you been up to, Martin? Anything exciting apart from running your daughter around London, which was great fun?
Yeah, that was ace. So she had a great time. It was really nice going to London with someone who isn't cynical yet. You go around here, so we went to London Eye and we went past Houses of Parliament and St James's Park and Buckingham Palace and to the Natural History Museum. And when you're going with someone who's never been to London before and they're kind of wide-eyed and they think it's amazing and they've never seen a building taller than like 3 stories, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Whereas I went to London 2 weeks before that with my school friends. We all turned 40 this year, so we decided to go to London, and there was a lot of cynicism, a lot of beer. I ended up in the Camden underworld a lot, and yeah, I hurt a lot at the end of it. So yeah. What have I been up to? So yeah, after sort of gallivanting around, I went to York. I went to God's own country, York, which was very nice. That was a present for my birthday. Martin's just been pointing at you. Oh yes, yeah. Well, I did. Yes, we went to Towton, and so look, there's a field. No, we went to Towton, and as it was my birthday or my birthday present, Hayley made the mistake of saying, "We'll do whatever you want." So we walked around a lot of fields. We went to a lot of castles, and I dragged her from where we were staying in York. Not that York is massive, but we're at the top end of York. And she was like, "Oh, where do you want to go next?" I was like, "I want to go to the Micklegate Bar." And she was like, "Where's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's on the south." So we wandered all the way through York, stopped at a few pubs on the way. There's copious amounts of rock and metal pubs in York.
Huge number of pubs full stop in York.
Yeah.
Really
yeah. Everywhere seemed to be playing Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. It was ace.
Sweet.
And then we got to the Micklegate Bar, and he was like, "Why do you want to come here?" And I was like, "Well, it's where they put the heads of the Duke of York and that Yep, seen it. Right, let's go. So we're moving on to the next bit, next pub. But no, so we went to Towton. So that's a view across the main part of the battlefield towards that hawthorn tree, which traditionally is the Yorkist positions to start the battle. So I'm standing where the Lancastrians are when it all starts to go wrong. And then I thought I'd share it here because I just thought it looked like a metal album cover. We were walking around and we got confronted by this really who was well unhappy that we were there. And I mean, as I said in the post, I think it's the reincarnation of Henry Percy. But it really wasn't happy. It was properly squaring up to us as well. Fortunately, I had Haley there to protect me. Yeah. So that was all fine. So we had a really nice time in York. And on the way home, we went here. Dom, have a guess? That's the best view of the castle, to be fair.
On the way home from York. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Where is that?
Castle that it's always mentioned. It's always talked about in history. And it was a staging post, but I'd never been. So I thought I'd pop in. So it's probably more active in the Civil War than it was at any other point. It's Pontefract.
Oh, is it? I've never been to Pontefract.
It was really interesting. It was because that's where Richard II was imprisoned and died of starvation. Sorry, I don't. It was sentenced to starvation. They didn't feed him. All right,
so, the same effect, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so Henry Bolingbroke couldn't be accused of murdering him. He just didn't feed him, and that way he didn't actually kill him. The guy just
decided the lack of food that killed him.
He could have ate his own arm. That's also where Catherine Howard had it off with Culpeper and got found out and then duly executed. But there were 3 sieges in the Civil War, and it was held by the Royalists. Well, actually, the Royalists tricked their way in. If you see that episode of Sharp where Harper they use it that he pretends to be dying, so they get him into the into the castle. So they did something similar, which is when the parliamentarians took the castle. I mean, I'm assuming this is true. This was the story that we were told when we were going around, and I looked a couple of places, and it was on there. They basically, when the parliamentarians took it, they were looking for beds from the town. So the royalist leader who turned up, got his men to pretend they were country gentlemen, and basically they hid all their guns in a bed and then marched this bed into the middle of the castle and then just took out their guns and took the castle. that was that. So the parliamentarians laid siege 3 times to it, and they couldn't take it, and like the whole town got mangled. There's a ring of forts all the way around it. If you actually look on maps, if you look on Google Earth, you can see them. So that was really interesting. And then eventually it held out 2 months after Charles's execution. I think it was the last Civil War bastion. And they got quite a lot of reenactment stuff in there, and loads of cannonballs have been excavated and grenades and things have been found.
Nice.
And then Cromwell and the townspeople said, we don't want the castle anymore because too many people lay siege to it and it wrecks our town. And they passed an act of Parliament. Well, they passed it in Parliament to actually slight the castle. And take it down so it could never be used again. It was it's worth popping into. I don't think there's enough there for a whole day of it, but if you were popping in, it's worth it. But so that was that. But I have been painting, and I think people know what I've been painting. So I've been working on these, which are little Romans and little elephants, which because I've got the Warlord sent me the epic stuff to work on, which I've been doing, and I'm allowed to talk about now.
Are you sure?
There's a whole bunch of no, I'm very sure. I've checked. So there are the Hastati commander, the elephant as well. So I started on the Romans. I'm just working on the Carthaginians now, but I couldn't resist doing the Nelly. So there they are. They're all
very nice.
I've had so many questions about this stuff. I wasn't quite expecting that many questions. They are. I mean, this is the first epic stuff I've done. I haven't done any of the ACW.
You didn't do any of the others.
I haven't done any of it. So this is the first stuff I've done, and I am enjoying.
Have you found them easy to paint?
Yes. Once you adjust again. for allowing for paint. It's like on here, like, you know, it's like painting roughly where the face is, or roughly where the doing some little hand painted shield designs. You know, that's actually been quite fun. Because sod doing transfers at that scale. I'd rather try and hand paint at this scale. Transfers, like, I just think by the time you've done with transfers, I could have painted another 4 or 5 strips.
Yeah,
because
there are actually transfers in the sets, aren't there? I think.
Yeah, there are. I can get them, but there are. So I can't comment on those. But to be honest, I quite like trying to hand paint them anyway. I think it's fun. So
I've done at that scale. Yeah,
I've done a division of Romans. I've pretty much finished a division of Carthaginians. I've just finished another. What the hell are these? No, wait. Another 4 bases of not Triarii. What are the other ones? Not Hastati. Principe. I always forget them. So I've just finished a whole load of them as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I should have another video out on the Carthaginians, I would hope, next week. I've just finished the commander, some heavy cavalry. Spanish are done. Libyans are done. I'm just working on the Numidians at the minute. They're much more varied, and there's a lot more to, play around with than there is on the Roman sprue. I've had some interesting sort of back and forth with people about the Romans, and you know how squished together they are. But it doesn't bother me, because I think if you're worrying about the fact that they're squished together, that you're happy with 24 guys representing the pipe block, that's, I think, priorities in life are wrong. So no, it's been good. So no, there'll be stuff coming, and there will be some battles coming very, very soon. That's the whole point. There's some stuff out there. So yeah,
exciting.
It is. It's making me kind of want to go and do some of the other ones now.
Okay, that's interesting.
More likely the ACW, because I haven't painted any American Civil War. I massively don't want to do the Napoleonics.
As I've said, I've painted I've tried ACW, Pike and Shot, and the Napoleonics. And the Napoleonics, bearing who I am, I painted 1 strip. Yeah, and I was like, I would rather have a fork repeatedly stabbed into my temple than paint another one of these, because the other ones are a bit. There's not a lot of variation. I mean, the ACW has a bit of variation. The same couple of sprues, but you can paint them different colors, different color, pants. But with Napoleonics, it's like, right, what's that? 10 red coats, brilliant.
Yeah, true.
10 lots of white straps, brilliant. This is entertaining to paint. So no, I painted 1, and then I primed the other. And I just thought, I've got better things to do with my time. Yeah. So under there's a box of them. I actually spent money on an entire box, because I thought I might be able to get through them. More fool me. They won't be getting painted.
I am enjoying it, though. The Romans are ridiculously quick to paint.
Really,
they really are. But you got to remember that you've painted 3 strips. And you're sitting there and you're feeling quite proud of yourself. Actually, that's just 1 base.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So with the Romans, it is possible. I think I said in my video, if you wanted to do a maniple, you could do it at 1-to-1. It's just 4 bases. Yeah. That'd be 120 guys. That's a maniple.
Kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
I do kind of like that idea. Yeah. I'm keen. I am still very keen. I want to see what the rules work like, because also with the Pike and Shot rules, they've obviously basically playing the normal Pike and Shot, just with smaller figures. So you still move the same distances, or the ranges are the same. And I wonder whether they're going to do something similar with the Epic.
I imagine it will be broadly the same here. The thing I'm interested in is, we know that they are, if you look at the photos, and also I asked, the the Romans are based in units of 2 bases. Sorry, they comprise 2 bases.
Right.
But what isn't clear at the minute is whether those 2 bases are a standard unit or whether those 2 bases are a small unit. So if the Romans, it's the wording, are the Romans as standard based as a small unit, or are the Romans standard units 2 bases? Do you see what I mean? See, to me, I think it would almost mess with it too much to say, well, a standard unit of Romans is 2 bases, and a small unit is 1 base, and a large unit is 4 bases. So are the maniples operating as small units, which will be quite interesting. There's also that Scipio battle game thing that's going to come with it. Which is, do you guys got much interest in that? No. I've got to admit, it reminds me of Stratego, so I'm not.
I've still got my copy of Stratego.
There's nothing wrong with Stratego, but
awesome game, brilliant.
Yeah, so we shall we shall see.
I wondered also whether they might do it similar to the pike and shot rules in the way the battaglia work in pike and shot rules, where you have the wings of muskets. Whether they could do the Romans as basically the Principal, the Hastati, and then the Triarii as basically one combined unit with that has to stay within a certain distance of each. I don't know.
I thought maybe the way they could do the maniple system is if there's some kind of rule, which is obviously in Hail Caesar, because the idea is that you give ground and another unit then moves in to fill the space because the formation. So you could say if a unit supporting you, it's almost like a reaction after a combat. If you're forced to give ground, together with supports, rather than supports giving ground, they just slide in to the gap that's occupied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm probably overthinking it. There's probably going to be.
They'll probably just do exactly as it is in Hail Caesar normal.
But no, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing. There's no separate supplement. It will just be the little rule book will have all the rules for the Carthaginians and the allies, and the allied frame is very nice. I've got that on my desk here. I'll be working on that next. So that'll be quite fun. But I know there's quite a few. Well, there's a lot of people that are looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. Let's see what people
remember. If you want to, sorry, I was just going to say, if you want to pre-ordering it, make sure you go along to Ian Boards and Swords and use the 5% PCP5 code, because not only do you get whatever 10-15% he's already getting on his pre-orders, you will also get that additional 5% off, which I might have done. Just saying.
Good choice. Okay. So Paul, thank you, Paul, has said that in the Hail Caesar Army List book, all Roman maniples are small units. They are going to be really vulnerable.
That's interesting. Ooh.
Yeah. So if they're
something like that can kill Romans even easier.
That would be massive. It'll be a massacre. See, the thing is that I've noticed with these is the divisions are massive. Mm-hmm. People, you buy that division box set, and it's going to make sort of like 10-12 units. It's like, well, you don't have 10-12 units. I know you would in reality, but in Hail Caesar, the way you're commanding, the chances are that all 12 of those units are not going to be doing something. Trust me, from someone who plays a lot of Hail Caesar, I'm lucky if 2 units do what I want them to do. So
that's why I'm wondering whether they have some kind of grouping for the Romans just to improve their flexibility.
Maybe if you make something that you could even add is if you make a group order, you just get a better command roll with group orders.
Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah,
if you're ordering a unit, or because units work better on their own. Does it? Shaco says it's the Punic Wars. The Romans get massacred all the time. They just raise another legion. That's very true. What I love about the Punic Wars or the Polybian period with legions, how you've got the 2 consuls and they change who's in charge each day. So it's just 2 guys in a tent arguing, and then Hannibal turns up. So it's very cool. Anyway, Dom, can we do a quick burst of OC?
I think we should.
Which is it? OP?
OPC.
No, because I said OCP. the other week.
That's Robo.
I had RoboCop on the brain.
Is it daft to say that I only realised the other day when Warren sent the latest ones over what it actually stood for, which is Online Painting Challenge, and I didn't even realise that. So there you go.
What did you think? What do you think?
Do you know? I had no idea. I just thought it was random.
Really?
Yeah, I just had no idea. No idea at all. Anyway, yes, let's do some OPC.
Just before you start, we've got Greg has just piped his head. It's not easy to kill those maniples. I suppose they'll be heavy infantry, especially when two small units gang up on a standard unit. Yes, which they can do. Because they'll both have a clash of five.
And they'll probably be stubborn, some of them as well. So
if they follow the same thing with the Romans, I imagine they got a save of 4. But because they're heavy infantry, if they're shot at from the front, it's -1 to hit them. And do they have Pelums at this point? No, that's the Hastas. That's the thing that Hastati have, isn't it? So if they've got that sort of proto Pelum, if that does the same in the other thing, it means it's going to reduce the armor when you get charged as well.
Yeah, but I have to say, all you need is the Roman player to roll rubbish saving rolls and then really rubbish morale checks, which is exactly what you'll do, Martin, and it'll be fine. That's what we do in our last game.
I'm just editing my latest battle report, and I've just got to a section where, I won't spoil it, but let's just say something I was really pleased to be on the board left very quickly. So anyway.
Good stuff. All right, let's look at OPC then, shall we? So a reminder, OPC is our friendly community challenge organised by Warren and the guys. We have nothing really to do with it other than showing it here on the monthly basis. So every month this year is a challenge to build a different element of an army.
I failed after month 1.
Yeah, how much? Yeah, you've been absolutely hopeless. Yeah,
I have been shocking. I painted other stuff.
But if you missed the starting point, there's nothing to say you can't pick it up halfway through, Martin. Just saying.
I'll just change it to a Carthaginian army and a Roman army.
No, you can't change it. No, of course you can. You can do whatever you like. It's a fun thing. So each month is a different challenge. So last month was cavalry units. So the idea was to do a cavalry unit to form part of it. And ultimately, this will build up to at the end of the year. You're able to showcase your whole force that you've painted during the year. So hopefully it'll help us all through. If you're having any sort of bumps around getting on motivated to finish an army, this will help you. So let's have a look at some of these. We won't do them all in one because there's 35 of them. It's ridiculous, folks. What is going on? They're getting more and more of these things. I mean, they're brilliant. So I love this one. This is Richard's. These are Sassanid Persians.
That's epic scale, yeah. That is amazing.
Unbelievably good.
Awesome.
Wow.
Are those shields hand painted? Is he painted?
They might be. I think they might be.
I'm not going to lie. I've never wanted those to be transfers more in my life. I mean, if you have painted those, amazing. I mean, if they're transfers, they still look amazing, and the painting is beautiful as well. But...
Unbelievable. So these are Andrew's Goblin Cavalry.
They're awesome.
I do like a Wolf Rider.
Oh, yes.
They're a bit old school, those, aren't they? I love them. Green men. Actually, Ken would love them, wouldn't he? Little green men. Fantastic. Then we've got Carl's. I'm reliably informed. Raven Wing Bike Squad.
Raven Wing, yeah.
Oh, come on, Martin. Don't you know
I'm sorry.
Your different wings?
I'm painting Numidians at the minute. I've lost my 40k stuff.
Dom, what colour are Deathwing normally?
Well, they must be black, mate. Everything death is black.
Nope, they're bone. I expect a tumbleweed to go across the screen. Then they're like a beigey off-white bone colour. You don't know your Dark Angel's lore?
No. Funny enough, I don't.
I just say we've got. I was just going to say hello, Thomas. He's a new sub. Thoroughly enjoy yourself. Thank you very much, and thank you for dropping in.
Welcome to the madhouse.
He's going to watch the stream, and then my subs are going to go down.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, what the hell do we want to watch that rubbish? These are Friends of General Haig, Andy. This is Imperial Cavalry. I mean, look at those mothers.
Oh, wow.
Imperial Harquebusiers. Just brilliant. And I love the way he's based them this way because that was their technique. They sort of ride around, fire their pistols, and then retire back behind the other rank. He's done it beautifully. Love it. Absolutely love them. Don't know what manufacturer they are. If you're in Andy, let me know because they look awesome.
Because I want to copy them.
Yes, exactly. These are David's. What are these? David's 16th century German knights. They are colourful, aren't they? Look at them. Wow.
There is a lot of colour on there. Steve, does that give you heartburn looking at that?
No, it gives me inspiration.
That is amazing.
The pretend Steve loves that. It's colourful. The real one would hate it because they're not.
Yeah, real Steve would be good. It's not enough. Great. This is a good point. I think he's an imposter.
Yeah, I think it's been substituted, isn't they? Oh, mostly bloody miniatures with those harquebusiers. There you go.
Oh, excellent.
Very nice. Then we've got who's this is Braden's Heavy Dragoons. Very nice. Napoleonics. Those are
very cool.
Yeah, very good. Like those, and they're British, so that's all good. So it's all good. So I'm just scruffing off my list so I don't double digit everybody. Now, a certain renegade who nobody has ever heard of. Dom did these. These are kind of cavalry for his American Second World War and Conflict 47 figures. So there you go.
That's very good. Meant to say, probably views, but did you see the news that Andy Chambers has been brought on board?
I did.
To help with conflict. So, Dom, you're going to have a ready-made force ready to go when they release it.
What amused me no end with that after that announcement was seeing on eBay how many people are selling off all their Conflict 47 rule books because they're obviously anticipating a complete rework of the rules, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, obviously, it's not my area of expertise, but I understand he was a thing, so it'll be interesting to see what he does.
He's made one or two good games. I terrified him at Warlord. I did. You see,
did you go in there and say there can be only one, and then you had to you come in with a big sword?
No. There was a gangling great fanboy running towards him. Yeah.
If anyone is good at making memes, can someone just superimpose Steve's head onto the Kurgan from high?
Please, yes, please.
Please. I'm trying to think of any quotes from it, but I don't think any of them we can say on the stream without getting it taken down. He's not a very nice man.
Let's move on. These are Duncan's. Now, what are they? Frost Fang Cavalry.
Oh, yes. Nice. That's cool. That's Kings of War, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
That is cool.
They're kind of
very nice.
Kind of nasty little beasties, those, aren't they? Wow. Nice. And David has been working on his Roman cavalry. There you go. Auxiliary cavalry.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
That's a lot of yellow there, David.
Very cool.
That's all I'm saying. Very, very good.
Yes, Andy. Better to burn up than to fade away. Thank you very much.
And then finally, from this phase, because we'll come back and do some more later. These, in lieu of what we were talking about earlier, these are Gary's. Nuns on horseback, because we all need nuns on horseback, don't we?
Are they horses or are they mules or donkeys or something?
They look like they're mules, don't they? Or they could be.
None on a mule. There's a film for you.
None on a mule. That'll be in one of your film club selections, won't it, mate? That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Do you want to explain about film club?
There we go.
Oh yes.
So I received this mysterious Steve has sent you an invite to a group. I don't know about you, but I don't just blindly accept things. I clicked on it, and the point there is, it was Steve and Steve's mate, and that was it.
Yeah, it was. Well. So it's basically it's a place to talk about films that's not going to nouse up the main Facebook group. It's set to very, very private. I think you can invite people. So if people are in there and they've got friends in the community who are friends on Facebook that I'm not, invite them. Just send them an invite. And yeah, we can talk weird films.
The general rule seems to be the more terrible the film, the better. There seems to be a competition going on. I mean, I've got some classics to put up, including a little title called Conquest by Lucio Fulci, and he smeared Vaseline on the lens to give it an eerie effect, but you can just see Vaseline on the lens.
I've picked up some great recommendations so far that I've got on the list. I tried to watch Rubber on Saturday, but it's not on Amazon Prime anymore.
No.
And, so
just buy it. It'll be worth it. Just buy it.
I might just buy it.
I watch with interest all the recommendations coming up, and I have to say they're about 50-50. 50% that I think, yeah, that looks really good, and 50% I go, I'd rather drink that beer that the
Well, I watched the last scene from Velocipasta. I don't think I lost out by spoiling it for myself.
My contribution this week, because I found it, and then we'll come around to the topic and back to wargaming, promise, is The Ginger Dead Man, starring Gary Busey. And the plot of this film genuinely is Gary Busey's a serial killer, and he gets the electric chair, and then he's cremated, and his insane mother mixes his ashes into a gingerbread mix, and then a gingerbread man is created, and it's him, and he's like this big, and he's running around in this Gary Busey's had to do loads of like close up to this gingerbread outfit.
I think I have to watch that. That sounds absolutely fantastic.
It's a tour de force of acting.
So what I love about you guys is they'll talk about this film, and in my head I'm going, no, just why? And you all go, yeah, I want to watch that. And I'm going, what the hell?
Because sometimes the more terrible, the better.
Yeah. I mean, when I watched that Conan the Barbarian Swordsman the other week, that was something else. That was just beyond awful. I watched 25 minutes of it though.
Oh dear. Well, I think it's time to get on to the topic, and this was, I guess, sort of partially inspired by the fact it's been a very, very busy month, and we have talked about sort of the reasons we game and the reasons we war game before. And I wanted to go a little bit beyond that. Now, I think I know what the answer is going to be for Steve, and I know what the answer will be for Dom. I'm not saying he's predictable. But mind you, he's changed the last week. He's completely thrown my plan out because he's changed in the last week. So his priority might now be, jam or preserves. So we can just see how things are going. So what I thought is first of all, do you, in your hobby, because our hobby covers so many areas, like painting, modeling, research, gaming, 3D printing, is there an area which you like to prioritize more than the others? I know a lot of people get a kick out of the research, Steve, with the painting and the modeling. And then also, how much is that affected by external factors, like I've got a game coming up and I need to paint up the panther for that game or something like that. So what I thought we'd do, have a go in the chat. We'll start the comments. We'll probably have a quick whip round here about what we'll do. Then we'll do the news, and then we'll come back and I'm just interested to see what people prioritize. I don't really want to sort of get into I feel like I have to do this. What do you want to prioritize? So if I kick things, I mean, I love painting. I do. I really love painting combined with my research. I do like to prioritize my research. I seem these days to spend more time reading and researching what I'm going to do than I actually do painting. I swear that if I didn't do as much sort of reading and scooting around on the internet, I'd probably get more painted. But I find myself, and we talk about going down those holes, which normally, let's be honest, they normally start on Wikipedia. Wikipedia's got, it usually starts there, doesn't it? And then you go out and you look at you get your more in-depth guides. If someone mentions a battle or a person you've never heard. Like, I didn't know the other day that Thomas Cromwell had a son. I don't know why I didn't know that.
And so make him try to convince him to take over, didn't he?
Yeah. But you know how I found that out? It's because I was trying to work out what other films Tom Holland had been in, and then I found out he played Gregory Cromwell in was it Wolf Hall, and then or something, and then I was like, who the hell is Gregory Cromwell? So then I went down this massive hole. So I would say I tend to prioritize research. So even with the next project coming, I will prioritize research for that project over, say, painting a new unit for my current project, because I'm at the stage in my hobby where I like to just kind of, do what I want. Now, of course, we've all got channels, so we do prioritize a little bit for content. But where it comes to sort of my personal stuff, I've got so many research books now. I've kind of had to put them aside for a moment. I have to paint. I have to get on and do stuff. What about you, Dom? I mean, I think I know what you're going to say, but I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, I've mentioned many times, it's all about the toy soldiers and gaming for me. So so priority for I do find it difficult, because that's the challenge, right? Because that's the bit of the hobby for me that takes up most of the time, is giving out an evening a week or a couple of evenings a week or whatever to do some gaming. It does become a challenge, especially when your lovely wife decides that we should go and do something on a Friday night, which is my gaming night. But is what it is. So yeah, it's very much into that. But I do also enjoy the collecting of the figures and the collecting of the troop types. Now, I probably don't do as much research as I probably should, if I'm honest. Anybody who's seen my some of my videos will say, well, yeah, of course, it's very obvious because you can't even pronounce the bloody countries you're talking about. But I'm very much an impulse gamer, as you know. So I'll see something, I'll see a video, or I'll see a YouTube story, or listen to read a new book of something, and I go, I didn't know anything about that, and I'll go off and do a little bit of cursory research, and then the next thing I know, £200 worth of Perry figures have arrived somehow miraculously on my front doorstep.
Have you been buying some artillery, Dom?
Might have done. They came bloody. Sorry, they may be coming very quickly if I had bought them, but I did. So yeah, I don't know. So it is all about the games for me, and I think I've said before, I would if I could stop myself buying new figures, I wouldn't be bothered about painting them anymore, because I do it and it keeps me busy, but I'm not that bothered about the painting side of things, and I'm certainly not on the modeling side of things. But collecting the armies, building the troops, building up even basing them up, I quite enjoy doing. But gaming them is my thing. That's what I want to do.
That's funny, because I remember in our season 1, I remember you hated basing for a while. You did not enjoy
it. It's very odd. That has changed for me, definitely. And I blame you, I think, for that. Hashtag blame Martin. Because I didn't used to like it at all, but I think I've sort of explored all those amazing basing techniques, the different basing materials you can use, the mud, the geek film, whatever it is, stuff, all those sort of good things. And I like discussing with these French infantry, I'm starting to use bigger bases and build them out into, rather than being, I think, because I always thought I was constrained into just it's got to be a 20 mil by 20 mil square base, or a 25 mil circle.
Once you kind of go, nothing's going to happen if I don't do that.
And it actually looks better, I think that's what's changed for me. So no, I definitely have changed in that department on the basing. Apart from when you have to rebase things, and that's a bloody nightmare. That's
rebase for no one. Rebase for no one.
Yeah, but when they're made with really horrible cardboardy type bases, and you've got to do something about it, especially when you put them on your channel.
To be fair, that's true. Steve, what about you, dude? What do you prioritize in your hobby?
For me, it's like yourself, painting, the modelling, the kit bashing. Now that I had that burnout, but for me, now I'm sort of back to normal. I've said it before, but I just enjoy sitting down after work, sort of 3-4 hours at night. Just sit down, music, painting, and just completely immerse myself in painting. I absolutely love it. It's the part of the hobby that I get the most enjoyment from, the most pleasure, the most satisfaction from.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad I'm back to being that way, that I am painting on a regular basis again, and diversifying as well. Not just painting World War II stuff. I've sort of branched out, and I think that for me, my priority now is diversity. It is. I can't work on just one thing at the same. I've got to be dipping into different things all over the place. Otherwise, I get bored really quickly. But with these landscapes, it's so different. I'm not bored painting them because they are so. Each one is individually, unique. Each one's got an individual color scheme, and I'm just seeing it build. But where I have changed as well, because I mean, when.
The real Steve wouldn't say that.
That's what I was just thinking. Back to season 1, Steve.
I was never listening to the Smiths during season 1. Let me just.
It's like you leveled up, or you were like. It's like you leveled up. You gained experience and leveled up. You are now a level 5 hobbyist.
Well, yeah, that's that. I mean, and the research as well. I mean, I love reading. I love those rabbit holes, where especially from World War II, where you find out like a regiment, and you find out where they were. Oh, and where did they go after that? Oh, who was it? Who was it?
See,
and you just
that I enjoy with the World War II stuff, and I've been enjoying that when I've been doing the genealogy stuff for in the War Diary stuff that I'm doing at the minute. I love that part of it. I don't seem to really care so much about the unit, but just learning where a unit went.
Yeah,
I find really interesting. And actually, it's the same in the. When you look at things like the medieval period as well, that's what I like. You finally work out, oh, hang on, this person was here at the same time as this person, so they might have met. That's a scenario. That's an army.
Yeah, yeah.
They possibly met. I found some obscure reference to some Spanish contingent that was over in Edward's court. So I'm like, well, what if I can get some Spanish into one of my armies somewhere? But that's really cool, and I think it. Do you find? I mean, we should probably mention it because, of course, we all three of us do. We are content creators and all of that. Oh yeah, by the way, I'll do the thing because otherwise Steve will be the only one who ever says it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, like the Facebook group, dislike us, comment, don't unsubscribe, comment, do all of that fun stuff because I don't want Steve to be the only corporate shill in the PC. Sorry. No, it's I mean, again, so for the channel, I when there's stuff to do for the channel, and we are lucky, we do get we get sent some stuff to look at. I still try to prioritize my own content, so I try to do sort of something for example, the epic stuff, something for myself, something for the. So I always will still prioritize my gaming and my research and that over doing this, and it's something I always try to make clear whenever I do, except doing bits. What about you guys? Steve, what about you? With your channel,
there's so many things I want to do. I mean, I get asked on a regular basis about basing tutorials. How do we do the mud bases? How do we do the desert bases, the rocky bases?
Mainly by me.
And I would massively love to do that. I'm just not very good at tutorial making videos. I'm pretty crap at them, so I don't bother. But I mean, I will. I've done a couple. But I mean, I enjoy making bases. I enjoy finding new techniques. So that's a big one for me. Is what do people want to see? I mean, it's not like I would just say, like, throw it out to everybody. I will only make videos based on what you tell me, because I would probably just be doing like 99% bolt action videos, which is, as much as I like doing sort of World War II videos, models, etc. I think it would get tedious if my content was just that. But yeah, I think I've changed. It used to just, well, in the early days, it used to just be whatever I wanted to do. But I do listen to people, and do, if people genuinely ask me, how do you do this? I try and explain to it in comments. But no, I will eventually get around to making some tutorial videos. Just I'm not free. I was saying to Don, he was asking me about my, the Epic ACW, how I base those. I was actually halfway through a video of making that, and I binned the entire thing because I just thought, this is so boring. No one's going to want to see me stick things on bases. So I just literally deleted the entire lot.
Oh no!
And after that, it was literal sod's law. Within a couple of days, I had comments saying, "Oh, how do you make those bases for ACW?" I was like, so I've promised Don the next time I do some epic ACW, I will actually record myself doing the basing for them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I can see there is you've upset him. You have upset him.
I think priority is it's interesting though, isn't it? The pressure the sort of pressure you induce on yourself as a content creator, just having a video channel, let's say that, is kind of interesting, isn't it? Because you can very easily feel yourself thinking, "Oh, I really must do this because it's about time somebody." And I don't know. I'm trying. I've got better at it now myself. Apart from the fact I think I must do an update every so often, so therefore I ought to paint something to have to do on the update. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I think I do admire people who can stick to, I'm a Napoleonic gamer. I only ever do that, and I only do the campaign of 1809. I think I would be bored doing just that, but I kind of also admire people who can do that. And really focus down on something that really interests them. My problem is my collection and my interests are so eclectic. It's the channel and everything I do follows just that wide variety of interests. And one week we'll be playing Napoleonics, and next week, actually this week, we'll be playing Pike and Shot again because we all fancied having a go at that. So yeah, it's an odd one.
Okay, no. Good for that. Well, I think I've starred a lot on. Sorry, I'm just painting a shield at an awkward angle. I starred a lot
bouncing on your chair again, mate. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why that's clicking. I got told off the other day when I was on doing this thing with Alex and Ken for my clicky chair. I just tried to stay as still as I could for 2 hours, yeah, let's have some news, and then we'll do a bit more OPC, or should we do some OPC and then do the news?
Whichever way around. You're the boss tonight, so whatever you want.
Am I? No, don't say that. I've been the boss all day. I don't want to be the boss tonight.
All right, we'll do more OPC then.
Do a bit more OPC. Then we'll go and get into some news.
All right. So this is the next wave. I think I did 9 last time, so calculation means we probably need to do about 10 for this one.
Okay.
So next one's up, more cavalry. This is OPC 26, for those who only just joined. So theme is cavalry and variations of said thing. So let's have a look at some sensible stuff. Here you go. Jonas has been doing some French line lancers.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Very nice indeed. Got to love a lancer or two. There is something about lancers. I don't know why. Gaza. Now, Tyranids?
Yeah. Oh my
God.
Oh, wowzers. Oh.
Nailed it.
That is cool. That is cool.
I mean, what is that one in the middle holding? Is that something he's ripped out of somebody?
It's a bio weapon.
Yeah, it's like attaching a great. They're like living weapons, and they fire goo.
All right, moving on. Jesus, Joseph.
Nice.
These are skeleton cavalry.
Wow.
Oh my lordy.
That is phenomenal. That is awesome. Good. I really like the sort of desaturated, sort of like main colours, and then how the red. That's so cool. I missed that entirely. That is so cool.
That is something else. I'm very impressed with that. Nice. Even though, wow. Blimey, O'Reilly. Then Kevin has been working on his samurai cavalry. I mean, applause all around for that.
Lovely.
That is superb as well. Gee whiz. I mean, I don't know what to say with half this stuff. This is KS's Cavalry for
Ooh,
Barren
nice.
Wars. KS Wee. Cavalry unit for use in Barren Wars, apparently. I recognise those footsore figures. Very nice. It's nice, clean colours he's done on those.
Yeah, very nice.
Very, very nice indeed. Kevin, that's one for you, Steve. Oh no, this is for you, Steve. These are Brazilian cuirassiers, because when you get round to doing your Battle of the Coalition,
the Triple
you'll
Alliance.
need some of those. Triple Alliance. There we go. You'll need some of these fellas, I'm sure. You'll be painting these up.
They are lovely. They are very, very nice figures. Lovely.
We've got some ancient German cavalry from Ken. I recognise those as foundries, because I've got some of those.
Yeah, it's really nice and clean as well.
They're lovely. Yeah, really, really top work there.
Lovely.
Very simple paint jobs, but looks so crisp. Really,
they're
nice.
Very hairy, aren't they? Have you seen the?
They are very hairy.
There's like a couple of Brian Blessed clones going on.
I'm a bit concerned about you. The new Steve is equally excited about hair and also
Steve on the new Saxon album that came out this month, which is called Hellfire and Damnation. I put on track 1, and the intro is by Brian Blessed. He's sitting there doing Brian Blessed is sitting there reading this amazing thing, so it's worth just buying.
He lives just down the road from here. He comes along to all the village fetes and stuff. You hear him coming from a mile away.
I was going to say, you can hear him like 6 miles away.
Oh, you do? What Brian Blessed! Sorry.
Is that your Brian Blessed?
That is my Brian Blessed. It's not very good, but there you go. Anyway, moving on. This is Lee and his... Oh, my God, there's a load here. Tomb Kings, Mamluks, and Squat Epics. I think Squat Epics is something you get when you've had a Vindaloo, isn't it? There you go. Very nice. I do like the Mamluks, though, particularly. Really nice. You did some of those, didn't you, Martin?
I did. I had plans on doing 12. I did 6. I loved them, but I'm never doing any more. It's just ridiculous. It's their headgear. You think Napoleonic headgear is mad anyway. You do the Mamluks.
Yeah, they fought for me really well in that battle against you as well.
That's the only game that's the only game. Oh no, they took part in a game against Haley, and all they did was support, and they didn't do anything. And they took a game against you. They supported and wiped out half my army.
They did. Matthew has blimey, look at those.
Oh, lovely.
Bretonian Knights.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Just wow. Wow. Mark, mounted. Oh my goodness, they're getting better and better, these things. Mounted crossbowmen. Look at them.
I like them. They're
I like
really
them
nice.
lots. They're really good. Blimey. And then I've lost count of how many I've done, so I'll do one more. This is Nick's Cavalry.
Ooh.
Very nice. Oh, that's oh wow. They're nice. I like them. They're
nice.
From they're Colonials. Don't know which war they are because I'm not that up on it and haven't done my research, but that's really nice. There you go. It's funny, when I saw Nick on the list, I thought it was going to be with his Imperials and his 30-year war stuff. There we go. That caught me out completely. Very nice. Anyway, there's another load of the OPC. We will do the final lot later on in the show. Over to you, Martin.
Alex, Alex, thanks for that. Sorry, Alex is just. I'm not even going to put. Oh, dear, I didn't know that, so I've just. Never mind. Great. Cheers for that. I wish I hadn't read that now. On that note, let's do some news, shall we?
Oh, sorry.
There we go. So it's time for the news. There's been a few things about. Shall I start? As soon as you just
you start because there's only one piece of news really that matters, so it's okay.
Oh right, okay. So I saw that V&V have got some gladiators.
Nice
on the way. Which might be a laugh, just dropping into some Roman armies,
or you could really get people very angry if you did that, couldn't you? Fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so they've got 8 of them. which I think they're quite cool. There are some gladiatorial combat games. I think isn't one of the blue books a gladiator game?
I think so. Yeah.
So I saw those. They're from V&V. So they are, if they're not out now, they are on the way. I can see that it's dropped a photo, so I'll just put up this one. Warlord have got, so this is a Confederate officer advancing on their new ACW range, and they've essentially got the same, but for a Union as well. So those are on the way as well. I think it's quite nice that you get it foot and mounted. Have you got any of these new ACW ones? Or
Nope.
Okay, maybe. All right. Okay. Then what else? What else have I seen? I thought these were quite cool. These are by Cromlech. So these are HDF terrain tiles, and they've got them in lots and lots of different styles, so cobblestones, flagstones. They've even got wooden planking. So not probably so much for like historic. Well, I guess you could use them in dioramas, but you get it's made from HDF. You get them in this kit. But I was thinking for games like Frostgrave or those they do sci-fi ones as well. And I thought for 10 euros, I didn't think that was that bad.
That's really quite good.
That. I mean, it's texture. I mean, you haven't got to do it. I mean, again, you could just make it yourself, but I didn't think that was that bad, to be honest. And they've got a lot of different sets, but yeah, for things like Space Weirdos, or like Frostgrave, and Doom, all of that, I thought might be worth checking out. And then the last thing which happened today, which Robin brought to my attention, which I don't know if you heard about this, Steve. It's only
I literally saw this before I came on tonight.
Steamforge Games have own Privateer Press. They've bought Privateer War Machine, the P3 paint line, the Iron Kingdoms IP, and then everything that comes with that. I mean, to be fair, I have, we've said it before, War Machine. I know Dom's gone to sleep. War Machine has, I thought took a little bit of a dive recently, but I still remember playing it and it just being a lot of fun. But I just kind of, the way the game went, I just kind of lost interest in it. So could it be that we're going to see a bit of maybe some new sort of ideas injected into it? It seems that P3 is still, Privateer Press is still potentially operating under Steamforge Games, but obviously Steamforge did Guild Ball, which I believe is coming back now. They do the Dark Souls game.
Yeah,
we've got a number of other licenses, but yeah, they now own all of it.
I would love like a complete revamp of War Machine, new book.
Would you like a epic scale kind of thing? Would you like a 10 mil War Machine so you could have little War Machines running?
No, I want to paint some big, great Crix Jacks with all evil blades and rot and all kinds. Yeah. It's so anyway, that's what I saw. Apart from I just found this for your viewing pleasure. Here is Gary Busey in The Ginger Dead. And I just found out doing this that there's actually a trilogy. So I've only seen the first one. So it is The Ginger Dead Man. Evil Never Tasted So Good. Ginger Dead Man 2, The Passion of the Crust. Evil.
And
oh my god.
Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
Well, I mean, words fail.
Freshly baked terror. So there you go. That's. I just had to go and find that. So see, here's the thing. You'll go with the news. I know what you want to put up.
I don't know where to go with after that. I mean, apart from the fact I didn't understand half of what was just said in the last 10 minutes, but that was extraordinary. Let me start with Medbury. So this June Patreon release, which I think you can also buy as metals. They're doing early 100-Year War. Well, they say they could be either side, but I think they're primarily focused on the British, or the English, sorry, for this. So you've got Billman, and you've got some knights, and you've got blessed longbowmen. So there you go. Really, I do like Medberries. I think it's a bit of a bummer to get them because they're all the way down in Oz, aren't they? So getting the figures is a bit awkward. I don't know whether they have a distributor up here. I know they do it at 3Ds drink. But anyway, that's that. And then some weird shit from these are Frostgrave Cultist.
Oh, yes. I was talking
right up your street, Steve.
I was talking to my mate about these the other day, and they're just they look so good. I can think of so many uses for them. Just brilliant.
So I think they're coming out with our North Star the end of this month, I believe. So that looks really good. But the only thing that really mattered this last week or so, I mean, look at that. If you don't get moist looking at them, you got something wrong with you. You need a new.
That is very, very cool.
So that is the Perry's extension to the Ottoman Napoleonic, or it could be any kind of period for about 100 years, frankly, of Ottoman troops, because they all look pretty much the same. So you've got new artillery, which we've been waiting for. That's
so cool.
I mean, look at those. That's the heavy artillery with 2 different crew sets. Then you've also got no, hang on, which one's which? I think that's the light guns or something. You've got heavies, lights, and then horse guns. Look at those. Brilliant. Love them. Actually, I just noticed the guy at the top there laying the gun. Really good. Really
nice. Go on. Can you tell us how many?
How many have I bought?
Yes.
There might be a couple of large batteries and a couple of lighter batteries coming. That's all I'm saying.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll just see how it works out. You never know. I've got to paint them yet. I still haven't started on the rest. So yeah, they look awesome, and the crews look brilliant as well. And you could swap them around quite a bit. So, I mean, of course, they're brilliant. It's the Perrys, those Saviour Perrys, and they've also done French savants, so the sort of explorer types that went around following Napoleon when he was going around the Nile, which I think are brilliant for characters. If you want some character types, also I believe. Yeah, don't worry, Andy. We'll hold on for you. Don't worry. They came very quickly as well, Andy. That's all I'm saying. If I happen to have ordered them. So yeah, these will also be very good if you're into the Silver Bayonets, I would think.
Well, I was just thinking that if I was going to play Silver Bayonet, I would personally love to do it in this setting. I think that would be a prime opportunity, especially if you don't want to do another mass army or something. They need a 28mm Rosetta Stone. Oh dear, no, that is
awesome stuff. So there you
very
go.
cool.
That's what I've seen. Very good.
Very nice. Well, of course, and just a reminder, of course, we are sponsored by our I'm going to say chums over at Boards and Swords. Chums over at Boards and Swords. Remember that if you want to go and order things, then you can use PCP5 to get 5% off the already discounted price that you will find there. And yes, we will be, well, of course, we're having CrackCon there in 3 months.
God, is it
3 months?
So October, isn't it?
June,
Oh my
July,
God!
August,
Yeah, it's June, isn't it?
Oh my God! Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's nope. It's all good. It's fast approaching. So people need. So if you've got stuff to do, get painting, get building. I'm quite smug because I've got quite a lot of stuff done, and I'm also relying on Dom to paint those things. So. And Robin to build terrain. But shall we have a look at? Let's have a look at what some of the people were talking about with their priorities, and then do one more round of OPC.
Can I see a Soulite War Battle report? Oh my God, no. I'm not. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Right, let's have a look. Red Steph, I'm assuming he's talking about a project here. I know a project has longevity, but it makes it to a spreadsheet. Go away. Go away. You mean it. Robin says he likes to prioritize arguing on the internet. I know. Yes, that is. Yes. Done. It's very unlike you, Robin. You're not. You're not at all
Surely
cantankerous.
he doesn't get cantankerous, does he? Never.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do look forward to a Robin reply when I look at comments. I do have to admit. Don says, I prioritise things that I'm painting for events we are running over things I paint for my personal gaming. I don't really think about that. Of course, yeah, if you're being into that scene or you've promised to put on, a certain thing. I guess the thing is, if you've got a Dom that can just not, just trail out.
The only thing I was going to say with that is that's fine. I could do that if it's something I really want to do. But if it was someone said to me, "Oh, can you paint up, I don't know, a whole load of epic, one of the little 30k, 40k figures," I go, no, I couldn't do it. But if I was running a game and it was something I'm really interested in, then I'd do it. No problem at all.
Yeah.
So it would really depend.
It was like the other week when I had those Faustmjäger. I had 4 and a bit nights to fully repaint 34 Faustmjäger because I had a goal at the end of it, and I flew through them. And I think having that like with Dom, an event he's running, I can certainly see that. It certainly motivated me anyway.
Yeah, I think it does. It's the old thing of what we used to do when we were doing competitions or tournaments or what have you. You'd sort of be painting or basing figures until the very last minute, literally the night before or even the morning before, some cases, and taking them along sort of wet because
Well, that would be sort of when we used to have our weekly games, 40k or fantasy on a Saturday, and you get your ass kicked the week before, and then all of it was like, right, I'm going to paint this unit up before the next week and not tell him I'm bringing it. Here's my new list, and here's my Hydra, which was good for one game. Then it is this Cold War of just building stuff up. Sorry, go on, Steve.
I was going to say, I think the most dedicated I've done for that was when, was it 30 years ago now? That's terrifying. 30 years ago, when we were playing Blood Bowl, over the summer holidays. We ran a massive big Blood Bowl league, and I really wanted to run an orc team that day. I got up at 5:30 to finish off painting an orc team. I know, because we always used to congregate around my mates at 9 o'clock, so I knew that I had a good 3 hours to get these done. I mean, doing that now, my God, you can tell the innocence of youth, getting up at such a ridiculous hour to paint orcs.
Yeah. Oh, so Road Trooper says, if you got a Dom, where do you pick one of them up? The Preserves Isle in Waitrose.
The wine cellar in Waitrose.
Yeah. Let's see. Jim says, because he doesn't get to play many games, I tend to go on what's sparking interest, usually based on the last book read or film. Very true. It does help. Craig said, being time poor can affect priorities and how they are allocated. Absolutely.
Definitely.
But do you find sometimes that you spend, if you're really time poor, say, and it can be, especially job, family, or just real life, do you find, sometimes I do this, I sit there, and by the time I've decided what I'm going to do, I've run out of time.
Oh, yeah.
I just sit there and you just sort of go, I'll do this tonight. I'm just going to tidy up first, or I'm just going to... I've just got to de-support this model so I can do. Oh no, that's well, there we go. Now that's out of the way, isn't it? I'm just going to go and sit and watch something else now.
Yeah, definitely that happens. That is.
No, it does happen. Yeah.
No, it's a. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Oh God, there you go, Brad. Next up, David said, the game is the thing. The research, then building terrain, and then finally painting minis.
Good on you. I think I'm following.
Yeah,
I'm following that, David. Well done.
Yeah, more and more the minis become almost just less important than the look of the terrain, the research, and everything else.
It's funny you mentioned that because of this.
Oh,
here.
War game. It's the War Games Lad at BEF box. I've had this for almost a month and done nothing with it because I can't decide what I want to do, whether I want to do it as a home guard project or a BEF project. And I'm reading quite a bit about each just to decide. It was years ago. The day that I arrived, I've had 10 of them built that night.
So is that do you think that's the thing with you guys is over research?
Sometimes it can be, yeah. I with the Wars of the Roses, it certainly was. It got to the point where because I was so interested in it, and it still has been my biggest, still is, I guess, the biggest pool of research that I wanted everything to be. I don't want to use the term correct, but I wanted there to be a story behind every unit, and I wanted there to every follower of every. I wanted there all to. I wanted to be able to say, there's Geoffrey Gate. He was the lord of this manor in Essex, and he's an absolute bastard, but bloody hell, he was hard. I wanted to be able to do all that, and then I found that you got away. But you can never have too much research. But I feel like it.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I do. I think at the end of the day, you've got to get on them. The whole point, I would say for me, I could do too much research because the whole point is to get the figures on the table and have a game. If I'm spending weeks and weeks and weeks researching them and then going down rabbit holes on every one, then they won't get done. And so, for me, definitely there is too much research.
No, it's fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Let's see. John said, I try to keep a good balance of painting and gaming. Otherwise, I'll get bored of the painting. Now, it's not 50-50. It does skew to the painting. Interesting. Interesting. But then I think sometimes you will just say, I've had a rubbish day. Wife's gone out. Kids are asleep. I'm just going to paint. I could go down, sometimes the club's here in Bury, and I thought I could go down there, but I thought, do you know what? I'm going to whack an audiobook on, or the radio, or just some music, and I'm just going to paint. Dom, I guess you probably go to the club, or if you had like an extra night, you probably want to go and have a game, or have someone round for a game. You probably have to...
Although I have to say, yes, I would if I could, definitely. But I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because for a game, it's difficult to do those impromptu games, whereas you can just pick up the paintbrush and just paint some figures, can't you?
Yeah.
So I can see, either.
For me, some of the best nights are when I sit down. I'm not going to paint anything. I'm just going to kit bash. A couple of months back, I spent 3 hours kit bashing stuff for Space Weirdos. I made 3 figures in 3 hours because I just wanted them to look a certain way, and. Yeah, it was 3 hours, but I really enjoyed it. Going through different boxes, seeing what arms fit where, getting the poses that I want. It's just simple things like that really do it for me in the hobby.
I was trying to think of things we could do as like potentially a fun little challenge on like our Christmas stream, and I did think about about each. Remember one time we talked about maybe painting something live, but I thought maybe doing a live kit bash where we each send 3 random sprues to each of us and see what pops out at the end of the stream. see what falls out of it.
I would love that. I would be fun.
I'll be honest. I'm mainly doing because I want to see what Dom does. Sorry, I know. I just. It sounds mean, but I want to. I just want to see.
I've got
outcomes this perfectly built. Unit.
I've got visions of Dom get open the jiffy bag and it's like 3 Necromunda sprues in it or something.
Jesus, you guys are gonna kill me. As long as there's lots of alcohol involved, I'm fine.
Carl Burks, I have a few different projects that I can concentrate on each year, but I usually chop and change through them with painting to keep things different. That's true. You guys can just send me more copies of that rocket launcher if you like, and just watch me lose my mind. Doing that, and oh god, friends in general. Hey, prioritization, research, more research, buying stuff, buying more stuff, tiny bit of painting, teeny weeny bit of gaming, back to research. I mean, that sounds like someone who's accepted their fate. Matt, painting is my priority, and I tend to only do enough research to get the painting right, no more.
I hear you. I hear you, Matt. Yeah, definitely.
That's. I would say that's. I would guess. That's probably the most common.
I would think so.
Looks like a Roman. It's a Roman. History and dice. I was about to say history of dice. Gaming doesn't really compete with painting for me. The main compromise is reading versus painting. But that's fine. Interesting.
I don't read anywhere near enough. That's my problem. I wish I could.
Major clanger for me. Early modern Europe, especially England, War of the Roses history reading. Then 28mm figures. Just got some Swiss 28mm Perry early moderns, and they're pieces of art and a joy to paint. That could be a thing as well. If you've got a kit that turns up, and you think, you kind of go, you prioritize that. No, all of a sudden, no, I'm dropping this, and I'm just going to work on this because these are lovely. Mine tends to be when bloody miniatures turn up, they get painted. For you guys, Burrows and Badgers, you just...
As soon as they arrive, I have to paint them. I mean, especially last year, I had a week off work, and as always, it was just stunningly good service. Most one ordered Monday, arrived Tuesday, and then spent the next 4 days just painting Burrows and Badgers figures. You can't, they can't rest for very long in my stash. They've just got to be painted.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because it never used to for me, but I found I put down in the stash of opportunity the last Kickstarter, and I'd completely forgotten about painting them because normally at the moment they come in, I paint them, and I haven't really kind of got around to doing them because they are very much my palette cleanser, and I've actually not needed it just lately. So it's a bit odd for me.
Interesting. Was that the first Kickstarter as you backed?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah.
Is it potentially because they arrive in bulk, or
possible? What, that put me off?
I was just wondering. All of a sudden they're all there, whereas before it's all like I've ordered a cat and a rat and a.
It could be for that actually, because it's not really my thing mainly. It doesn't put me off mass ordering, Napoleonics or things like that. So because
they're all individuals, aren't they? So,
yeah. I think possibly you're right. And generally, I order them when Steve reminds me about them when I'm on the stream. And I go, I should order some more.
I think for me as well is that just because they're all just solid metal figures and they're always wondrously cleaned up as well.
Yeah,
they can arrive at 9 o'clock, and by 9:30 they'll be primed. They'll be good to go. It's just
that's a very good point because they are so perfectly done. They arrive and you can just do them. There's no faffing around. You don't have to assemble anything. You don't have to stick them to your nose when you're trying to put them together. All the other stuff that I do regularly with any kind of kits.
Some
Eventies. Could be any number of them, Steve, to be absolutely honest, mate.
It's nice. It's very cool. Steve said a lot of time it's projects started on a whim. And then I arrange a gaming weekend and the deadline focuses the mind. Some projects where I'm doing both sides are more casual. Fair enough. Interesting. Nick, how you doing, dude? Trying to prioritize the things you already had prioritize. End up with a dead face looking over the hobby table doing nothing. I feel you. Lionheart, we'll just go for a few more and then we'll finish the OPC. Lionheart, to be honest, being part of the club helps me prioritize and focus on the painting side of the hobby because we tend to go through a lot of games. But personally, I enjoy the research the most. Nice one. Shakos, how you doing, James? I find the painting the most relaxing and enjoyable side of the hobby. After than researching and then sharing knowledge along with the chatting in awesome communities, I find the most rewarding. You filthy suck up. No, it's true. That is another thing as well. Prioritize the PCP.
Anybody prepared to admit that they hate doing research? That's what I want to know. Just don't want to do it. Just never do it. Just copy whatever somebody else has done. Be honest. I'd love to know.
Do you think?
You're not going to be a pariah. Yeah, you won't be a pariah.
No, absolutely. I'd be honest. Just really interested to know because I'm sure there are people out there who go, "Oh God, do I have to read the latest whatever theory book on X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Or can I just get my figures out quick?"
Paul likes playing games and research. Straightforward. Andrew, how you doing, dude? I think my priority is the world building and finishing warbands in whichever game setting I'm using. I tend to play games with smaller armies like Dragon Rampant or Turnip 28 or even smaller.
Now, I love that idea of the priorities world building. That's really cool. I guess that's like building a particular nation's army or a brigade from a particular...
Or around like playing Towton or
exactly.
Waterloo or so. You're building it around that. That's a good idea. Martin, I spend most of my time painting and researching and then tend to start a new project. John, already such a small game, my current project is Space Weirdos, taking on Zona Alpha, including a campaign setting. I've been having fun researching stuff for that.
That sounds like a really cool combination of games, that, John. Because I mean, I love the fluff of Zona Alpha, and I like Space Weirdos. So it's like, for me, it's like combining cheese and peanut butter, the ultimate combination.
Oh my God, no. We're not going back down that again.
Just move on. Just acknowledge and move on.
And again, what happened to you? Busy Dad Painting. I love multi-basing figures. Just planning out a block of soldiers and then assembling and kit bashing to get the look I want really gives me a sense of accomplishment. Oh, cool shout.
Yeah.
Dave again said, I also love umpiring a game I'm presenting for others. Having previously built a train and put the orders of battle together, I most like putting it on at a show. I used to DJ and act in amateur dramatics. Yeah, that can be but that is a good thing if people do that. Yeah, hosting games and putting on demonstrations.
You know, in awe of people who do that just on a regular basis. Just those souls that just always the person that goes, I'll put it on, and off I go.
Absolutely
Brilliant.
Do you know who I take my hat off to? Mainly because I did it for a long time. Dungeon masters and games masters for RPGs. You sit there for hours if you're writing all these worlds. I got really lazy in the end because all my players would just go so off track. There's no point in me writing anything. So it went there. But there as well. And we'll finally finish with Robin.
Oh, God. He said,
painting is a priority for me and chatting shit with mates. I mean, you just summed up the podcast. If we had to,
that's our catch line there. There you go.
Isn't that the elevator pitch for the PCP? Painting and chatting shit. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for taking part in that. Dom, can we do some more OPC?
Yeah, let's do some more OPC. So this is the last tranche of OPC. Again, reminder, this is the cavalry is the theme of OPC May. And immediately I'm going to not be able to pronounce what this one is. That is Paul's Vesper the Fairy Bane Bug Rider.
That is scary and awesome. I love it. I mean, it is awesome. We've just, Paul Hicks, who's in the chat, has put sculpt and repeat.
I'd struggle to paint that because I'm terrified of gribbly things.
Do you know what? And it hasn't happened very often, when I've had to paint wings that would be translucent, say, or like dragon wings, and you get the membranes.
Mm-hmm.
I always struggle with that. I always don't like I always tended to paint it as really, really, really pale flesh because I never know what else to do. But that's a really nice effect, and also like how he sort of blended it. But yeah, if I saw that and I was a bit drunk, I'd probably hit it because it looks real. It's so cool.
I think having listened to your experiences of assembling that rocket launcher, the thought of you trying to stick that together and make it stand up without falling off and swearing, I think it would be quite an experience.
Every time Paul comes into the chat, that rocket launcher comes up. It's
this is Paul Mackay's. This is Sir Arthur Hasselridge's regiment, Epic Regiment, and also some French Carabiniers.
Oh, nice.
No, I mean, they're all right,
but they're just okay.
I mean,
they'll do.
I mean, nothing. I mean, what can you say? I mean, just bloody hell,
brilliant.
He works with so many different things, Paul. I know he's a painter and he used to be a gamer, and I've chatted with him about a lot. But Paul, I know you watch this on the replay. Can you send us a picture of your desk? Because I just have. I want to see what Paul's paint Paul's paint desk looks like. Because it just got so many different things on the go. He's obviously he does lots of medieval stuff. He does lots of articles. It must just be
just phenomenal, isn't it?
Lovely work, lovely stuff.
Brilliant. Now Philip has followed me down the stretching the cavalry theme to do a puma.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
There we go. I love that. Really
Very
cool.
Nice.
It's one of your favourite models, isn't it, Steve?
Oh yes.
We're
just
talking
looks
to the
evil,
real
doesn't
Steve now, not the
Just-
pretend one.
Just angular and threatening, and it's going to ruin someone's day very, very quickly. Normally my day when my Puma gets taken out in one shot playing bolt action.
Is that a Rubicon kit or a Warlord kit, or do we know?
I think it's
Warlord,
the
that one.
Warlord one. That's the one where you do the chassis underneath and then might put it on a base and realise no one's going to see it.
Didn't really need to bother with all that fiddly bits underneath. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God, it was awful, awful.
This is Stephen's Free Guild Cavaliers. Sorry.
Oh wow,
that's cool. That is cool. See, again, when someone does something and they, he's using the blue for the armor as well. That's very cool.
Wowza. Stuart has been doing some mounted sergeants.
Excellent. I really like them.
Are they the Fireforge ones?
I think they are. Yeah, they are, because they've got the ridiculously long lances. I mean, look at the size of them. It's like
that third one along. It's like, when it's perspective, it looks like it's about to get me right in the eye.
Unbelievable.
I really like the colour choice. I do.
Very nice colour choice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, really good. Very good. Roger has been doing the 2nd Light Dragoons, American War of Independence.
Nice.
I think those are.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very good indeed. Oh, I've lost him on my list. Where is he? Excuse me. Just got to keep up. Yeah, American War of 1812. Actually, sorry. Which is a period that I don't think gamed very often. Samuel. Now, this is his first ever cavalry unit.
What?
I mean,
yeah,
that is Samuel's first ever cavalry unit.
That is lovely stuff.
I hate to see what he does when he's good. That's all I'm going to say. Gee whiz, look at them.
That's beautiful.
Very good. Very good indeed. Well done, Samuel.
All right, James. They have large-sized lances.
Calm down, James. They're not. They're caber-sized, I think. Tim has been doing some Berbers.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
Which look awesome. Like those a lot, actually. Is that the new ones?
I might have to, if they are the new ones, I might have to get
Possibly.
some of those to go with my Afghans.
Because it's War Games Atlantic have done some new ones, haven't they? I think.
Yeah.
Don't know whether that's them or not, but they look very, very good indeed. If they are, I might have to get some. Tony has been doing. Well, there's a mixed bag here.
Oh, yes.
These are his Austrian. Oh no, it's one unit. Sorry, I thought there were 2 units there, but maybe they are 2. Austrian Hussars, Napoleonic Hussars. Wow. Yeah, they are definitely.
So many cavalry.
So many cavalry. You having palpitations, mate?
I just a little bit. The Hussars, yeah. I mean, I'm just getting flashbacks again. They look fantastic. So what's going to happen now? I was going, I could maybe I could paint that.
Could do that.
I've still got that box left from when I did that challenge. Like we were going to do. I was going to paint 5 boxes. I painted 2, got rid of 2, and there's still 1 left. Because we know we're going to crack on.
Yes, you did. Yes, all right. And then other Tony Phillips has done some Brunswick.
Nice.
Look at them. Like them.
Lovely.
Now, that's a good unit. I wonder what manufacturer are they? I like them. They've got a fair amount of dynamism.
They look very nice.
I don't know. And then finally for this round, well, in fact, of the OPCs for this month is Warren. And this is Heavy Cavalry for the Church of Wrath. That sounds like an album you two would listen to.
It does actually, doesn't it? I'd listen to that.
I'd definitely listen to that.
I'd listen to that. I mean, that is class. I love the sorry, this is going to sound awful because he's got some really nice painted figures on there, but I really like the bases as well. I just like the look of it. Bleak. It's kind of like looking at the Thens. After they've been they are lovely. Some cracking stuff.
So some amazing stuff. So this month, so June's month, OPC 27 is to paint a centerpiece for your army.
I thought you were going to say centipede then.
So centerpiece. So you can be as liberal as you want with that, but basically do whatever you think is appropriate, and post it up in the Facebook page with the hashtag OPC27 tag, and then the crew will pick them up for next month, and we'll share them off next month. So
Lovely.
There you go. And if you haven't started already, you can start, of course.
You can, and if you failed like me, then just there's no shame.
Give up.
So
There's
I have
one other
I
picture I want to show just before we go on. I want to show this picture because James sent it to me, and I thought this was just awesome. So this was seen apparently at UK Expo.
I think I know what this is.
You've seen this one, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
If it isn't bad enough that people are mutilating their own figures, they're now dressing up.
I mean,
it's like turnip cosplay.
Wow.
I am in awe. That is so cool.
I feel like there's a new challenge to get Dom to do something now.
No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Look at the tufts on the guy in the middle.
Do you think it's just what thousands of?
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's not bathed for the last 2 years.
Oh my god!
I mean,
that is ridiculous. That is amazing and ridiculous.
Well, I did say to James initially which one is Steve, but then I realised it can't be Steve because he's not big enough. None of them are big enough to be Steve. So there you go. He'd be towering over them.
That is.
He'd be the man on the stilts without the stilts.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So I had to jump in with that one.
No, I think that's fantastic. And of course, we have a full month this month.
Yes, we do.
So let's share it. So here we are. So of course, today you're here on my channel, the 7th Sun, about prioritizing your hobby. Of course, the priority will be the PCP. The 10th of June next week, we're with Dom, and we're doing. Dom explained. We're doing a wargaming SWOT analysis.
I don't know what. I was maybe work was taking over or something. I was in full management speak. So SWOT, for those who don't know what it means, is a horrible management term for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats.
Having sat through several SWOT meetings in my life, I'm hoping this one's a bit more entertaining.
I think we're going to make it a little bit more entertaining. What I want from everybody for next week is to come up with one from each of these. And I'm going to see whether there's similarities between what we think are our strengths, our weaknesses.
Are we doing them for each other as well? Are we, the three of us?
Oh, now there's a thought. We could do,
So we're going to go a bit further. So we'll do ourselves. And then we'll do each other, and we'll read them out on.
I like that.
Are we? Ken's not here, but so can we just include?
We'll do Ken, but that's easy.
Yeah, I'm scared now. I'm scared.
Yeah, you suggested.
I feel like I'm getting an appraisal.
Can I just put forward one of Ken's major weaknesses? Holes in the ground. I mean, that's that base covered straight away.
I was just going to go with life in general, but okay. Fantastic. So there we go. Your wargaming SWOT analysis. I have a feeling that there's going to be some soul searching going on at the end of this. So we're looking forward to that. So that's next week over on Boots on the Table, and then on the 17th. We are with Steve. The painting journey. How far have you come? We're really looking at ourselves this month.
It's very introspective.
It's a very introspective month, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then if we make it to the end of the month, we've got a community guest. We're all going to be sitting there quite sad about what we've done, or looking at ourselves. So no, we have a community guest, and we are back over on next week. Will be the last episode of PCP after friendships crashed to the
Probably.
Absolutely. Probably. Mind you, so you just see what we say about each other when we haven't got the protection.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I'll
tell you what, if people do want to be, I know people did send in months ago that they wanted to be community guests. If anybody else wants to be a community guest to feature on one of the, so the idea is basically on the week when Ken would have been doing the stream, but since he's now doing fatherly duties, we thought we'd get on a community guest to share the load and talk about their hobby experiences and their hobby journey. So if anybody who hasn't already asked wants to be, then just send your details on the usual email address.
And we'll add you on, add you to the burgeoning list, and yes, we will be in touch. I probably won't do the viewer pitch. I did get the viewer pictures, but we've done a lot, and I think most of them have been covered by the OPC.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, I've got those saved, so I'll load all those that weren't part of the OCP. I will load up for next week as well. So when we go through the pictures, Dom will have access to all of those photos as well. So thank you. Of course, we love seeing everything in the Facebook group, but with the OCP, it's just so big. What have you guys managed to do tonight? We always used to ask. We never do anymore. What have you managed to get done?
I've put lots of colours on 4 landscapes, and I'm still not done. I tend to put about 6 individual colours on each figure, and then where they've got like patterns, like ruffs, and I tend to paint in stripes and things.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been
fair enough.
It's been interesting. I do like painting these though. There's just something odd about them. I just enjoy painting them. So yeah,
fair enough. Dom, what have you been working on tonight?
I've been working on some more of these, finishing off the rest of the Vive l'Empereur box set. So just putting on the extra. I've done the base colours, I've done the wash, and I'm just now picking out some additional colours and some highlights. So they're almost done. Trouble is, I'm so freaking cap-candid that I do it, and then I realise I've splodged on somewhere else, and then have to go back over again. Anyway, never mind. They'll come out all right. And I've done the little poodle that goes with them. So
yeah, I've managed to get some Numidian, a whole load of Numidians done tonight, which is quite cool. So I think.
Have you almost worked your way through the box now, or what would have been the box?
No, I've worked my way through one sprue of Carthaginians, and I've worked my way through. Yeah, because you can't. It takes a couple of sprues to actually build the units up. So that'll all be that'll all be done. So no, it's all coming together. I reckon. I don't know, a couple more weeks, and I'll have enough for a decent small game of this at that 15 mil scale.
Yeah.
Or 15 mil, 13.5, 40, whatever the hell it is. The little but not really little.
15 mil. We'll call it 15 mil.
Yeah.
True 15 mil. Because it is. Nice.
So yeah, that's where. So anyway, yes, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And say we'll get your SWOT analysis.
Yeah, report to HR next week with your SWOT analysis.
Oh, God.
If anyone,
I feel like this was supposed to be fun, and for some reason it just came out in my head. And now I'm thinking, what?
If anyone rocks up with graphs and Venn diagrams, they're getting red carded straight away.
You know they will, though. You know we will. There's going to be stuff posted in the group, but no, it's all a bit of fun. I promise.
Honestly, please.
I misread that then. I thought David said he painted 20 brigades. He set up 20 brigades to spray them, base coated them.
So yeah, just another thing about the film group. So yeah, if you're friends with someone who's not in there, just invite them. I think people can just invite directly from the group. I just want to see more weird films. That's my goal.
Well, look, I've given you 3. You've got.
I'm going to be definitely
go out and check that out. I mean, with the acting phenomenon that is Gary Busey in the Ginger.
I mean, no.
Oh my God!
Come on! Why would you not want to watch that? Why would you not want to watch that?
I can see no drawbacks in watching those films.
I think I'm going to have to buy it. Just mail it to Dom.
Elaine will open the post and she'll go, "What the heck have you been buying now?" And I'll go, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me."
Probably end up on Baker says, "Who but Gary Busey could have pulled up?" Probably Nicolas Cage. They're about on the same level. But I don't like Nicolas Cage.
You don't like Nicolas Cage?
I don't like Nicolas Cage.
No.
It's not that I don't like. Actually, no. Is it him? Probably is him. Actually, but I just don't particularly like his films. I need to sort this bloody chair out. It just keeps clicking.
It's a bit annoying. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
well, I might keep it now. Yeah. On that note, anyway, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been nice to be back. And we will see you all in the next one over on Dom's channel, where we may or not be friends by the end of it. So we will see you all next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.
See ya. Bye-bye.